Okay, here I am coming up to the Kizan Park Shinto shrine. By the way, Shinto means the way of God, or the road of God. So here we come up the hill, top of the hill, and first thing we come to is the Torii Gate. There's significance here. Compare John 10, where Jesus says, "I'm the gate." Just think about that. Okay, so the way in is through Jesus, according to him. And now notice here on each side there are these, I don't know what they're called in English, but in Japanese they're komainu. Notice that the one on the right side has an open mouth, the one on the left side has a closed mouth. That is from the first letter and the last letter of the Japanese alphabet. The open mouth for A and closed mouth for N. And so first and last, who's the first and last? That's Jesus. A, Alpha, Omega. And so you come in, you walk through the gate. Notice there's a fence around the outside of the shrine, designating this part on the top of the hill, this high place, as holy ground. So you come in here, you walk through, and you notice here that there are lampstands. Remember when Jesus talked about him being the light of the world? Okay, so these are lampstands that light the way to the most holy place inside, where God is. Now, obviously, God, this is not a temple to God Most High, but it is a copy of the temple in Jerusalem, even though nobody knew that. So notice also, as we walk in here, we have on the left side we've got water, a spring bubbling up. Now, what you'll notice here is that it's not bubbling up because COVID, they kept it off so people won't be drinking it and passing coronavirus around. But normally, when I've been up here, there's water coming up, living water, meaning a spring, clean, clear water bubbling up. And just think about where Jesus said, "I'm the living water." Okay. Now, also notice these tassels. These tassels, what connection can you find with the tassels in the Bible? Well, if you remember, the tassels the priests were supposed to wear tassels on their robes. Also, it's translated as hem. When the woman reached out and touched the hem of Jesus' garment, it's the same word in Hebrew. Now, I don't know exactly what it all means, and I'm not sure what the connection is. That's one of the things that I'm studying right now. But there is a connection there. Also, one of the things that you might notice is the way that on the roof it's tipped up. Now, I'm not convinced of this, and I haven't found anybody else who agrees with this, but why do all the houses, all the holy houses have tipped up edges? I think there's a connection between that and the horns on the altar. There's a sense of holiness on these buildings, but I still need to research that further. Now, what is missing here, notice that what's different between this courtyard in front of this temple shrine is that there's no altar of sacrifice. Inside there's an altar where they present fruit, but outside here there's no place where sacrifice is being offered. And the reason for that is because, even though people here don't know it, the reason for that is because there was one sacrifice made 2,000 years ago on Temple Mount in Jerusalem, or in that vicinity, that made the other sacrifices not needed anymore. Okay, now you get up here and you see a really big tassel there connected to a bell. Still trying to figure out what all the meaning of that is, but you've got steps up to this holy place. And just before you go into the holy place, there's a box where donations can be made. So as we walk in here, I'll take off my shoes because it would be very wrong of me not to. I'll walk in here, and as you notice, there is somewhat of an altar here. This temple shrine is not used very much anymore. I'm not sure exactly why, but as we walk through this holy place, where people can sit, there is a most holy place back there, and the doors are closed. It's not a curtain here, but there's doors, and those doors are only opened occasionally to bring out an ark, similar to the Ark of the Covenant. It's called Mikoshi here, Mikoshi, and inside of that ark are the remains of some emperor or something like that that is venerated as the son of the Most High God. So lots of connections to be made. There's so much more that I want to figure out and figure out what the connections are. But if you got any ideas, you can let me know.